Good morning, everyone. This is Michael Loban, reporting from the second day of the email conference here in Las Vegas. And today I just wanted to share with you a couple of quick tips that I have learned during the second day of the conference. The overall theme of the conference and specifically of the second day was based on three items. Item number one, how do we deliver the right message? Number two, how do we deliver the right message to the right people? Number three, how do we deliver the right message to the right people at the right time? And if you're able to answer the third question correctly, that's kind of the holy grail of email marketing, because we know what matters to the right audience and we know when we need to send it to them in order to get their action. So if you are working on your email marketing campaign, think of those three items. Number one, what is my content? Who is my audience? When am I supposed to send this information to them? So let's try to look at each of those items in a greater detail. Number one, creating the right content. That's probably the most important, because if you do not have the right content, then people are never going to respond. How do we create the right content? Well, content is all about listening. Quite often we simply do is we sit down and we try to come up with a brilliant blog post. Don't do that. I mean, if you can, obviously do that, but sometimes it will simply take you too much time to imagine what people like. Simply listen. Listen to your audience. Listen to your clients. Listen to your prospective clients. And write down the list of questions that they often ask you. If somebody asks you, how's your content or how's your product different from your competitors? That's a great blog post. So think about your audience and some of the things that they constantly ask you. So for example, recently somebody asked me, well, Michael, how do we use Pinterest for business? But, well, that's an interesting question. I don't know yet. I think we are still learning. Then another email came with the same question from another company. Hey, we just saw Pinterest. What do we do about it? So I wasn't quite sure, but I decided, well, you know what? It seems like this is what people are interested in. So I decided to do a little bit more research on Pinterest and wrote a blog post. And you can actually find that blog post on our blog. Is Pinterest ready for business? Then we can use this blog post in our email. Number two is, great, we have the content, but who do we send it out to? And this is the most important. Feels like everything is the most important, but it truly is. We need to come up with the right audience. Now, a lot of times organizations, and our organization quite often does the same mistake, we treat our email list as one mass list. So what do we do is whenever we have something important to say, we send it to everyone. But everyone is not interested in that. So what we need to do is break down our list into different segments. Let me give you an example. So we have a list of people that attended our trainings, probably a couple of thousand people. So instead of sending an email to everyone, what I want to do is break down that list, first of all, the topics that those people are interested in. For example, search engine optimization, Google Analytics, advanced Google Analytics, pay-per-click marketing. And now every time I have information about that specific topic, I can send it to that specific audience. And I can almost guarantee that my conversion rate or my open rate will be much higher, because that email will reach only the right audience. So this is very, very important. Thinking about your audience and how you can break down your mail list into different segments. Here are a couple of quick suggestions. Number one, look at your endemic data. Endemic data is the data that is specific to each user. For example, break down your list by the titles. I only want to send an email to IT managers. I only want to send an email to marketing managers. Or I need to send this email to the C-level executives. Another way to break down the data is behavioral. I want to segment my list by different behaviors. So for example, I want to send an email to people who've attended my programs. Or I want to send an email to people who are my subscribers. Or I want to send an email to people who've read 2 or more different ebooks on my website. Another way to segment your data is transactional. The information that happens during transactions. So once you're able to segment your data, now we have two out of three. We have the right audience and we have the right data. The third component is time to send an email. How do we do that? Well, the most important item here is you have to test. There are some best practices. For example, we know that we should not send out emails on Tuesday lunch, on Wednesday lunch. We should not send out emails on Friday afternoon because, frankly, nobody cares. Everyone wants to go and have a beer on Friday or go home, spend some time with family. So it doesn't work. But other than that, you will always have to test and figure out what is the right timing. Another item that was discussed today, and I'm probably going to finish on that, was the importance of drafting subject lines for your emails. Whenever you draft a subject line, you always have to start with, this is what you get. Quite often, the section, this is what you get, is at the end of our email. And this is what we need to start with. Start with, this is what you will get out of doing this. This is what you will get out of reading this email. This is what you will get out of downloading this white paper. Quite often our emails are written backwards. We tell people, this is what we need you to do, and then we are saying to them, oh, by the way, if you do so, this is what you will get. So let's reverse that. This is what you will get. This is why it will help you. This is why you'll be a better marketer or a better business owner if you do this. And hopefully that will help you with open rates and conversions. So I hope these few tips have been helpful. When this information has been shared with me, it was very helpful to me. And I will try to write a few blog posts that focus in more detail on the items that I've just discussed. So thank you so much for watching, and I will try to post another video later in a day or sometimes over the weekend. Thank you.